All right. Good morning, Benjamin.
Morning, David.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Good.
I
Um,
survived the Easter days, and yeah, I'm good.
good. Did you eat a bunch of chocolate?
Not as much as usual.
That's good. Guess with lack of gym, it's good to be prudent.
Absolutely.
All right. So the first question in the interview is always the easiest. What's your name?
My name is Benjamin Glauss.
And you have a very interesting background. Do you want to walk me through what that is?
That's correct. So I thought I chose a background that represents my former home. So I came to London in early 2020, and before that I lived in Munich. So that picture was taken by me last year at the Munich Oktoberfest, or Wiesn, as people from Munich say. And yeah, that's the backstory to that. So it's an homage to my old home.
Awesome. You picked kind of a heck of a time to move countries. How's that working out for you so far?
At the beginning, pretty good, but then, a new normal entered our lives, and I think it's just the same for everyone. And it's a little difficult, yeah, with family back at home, a couple of thousand kilometers away. But I mean, that's the way it is at the moment, and we all get to go through this together.
Yeah, I would say my family, extended family, is a lot closer than that, but still probably is practically distant, time zone,
Yeah.
aside. Yeah.
But then on the other hand side, we realize with upcoming online coffee sessions, it doesn't really matter whether you're around the corner or whether you are back in Germany. You develop a new sense for the situation and coping mechanisms.
Great. I would agree. Now, one of the questions on here is company and what does your company do? But my understanding is you had a few opportunities when you landed here, but those are kind of evaporated with COVID. So it was fair to say you're kind of open looking for work.
Exactly. So, I mean, I can talk about what my former company or companies did. So, the most recent company that I was with, I was an IT consultant. The company's name was Bridging IT in Munich. And as the name says, we were looking for bridging from problems of our clients to the solution. And all was hugely digitalization and agile driven. So most of my colleagues, including me, we worked for different areas of expertise, different industries. And for example, my recent client that I had there, it was in the pharma industry. And I worked as a scrum master, release manager, project coordinator in general for a project about lab digitalization. So we were trying to bridge from an old world where all the machines in a laboratory were separate to a new world where all those machines would be interconnected and make lab staff lives easier.
And what was your role there? Like specifically, what did you do?
So it was pretty interesting because when I got there, the deal was I was the general project coordinator. So I would try and catch everything that would otherwise fall into nirvana and people would forget. So I try to yeah, remember the most important things in project everyday business. But on day two, I was told, okay, we decided to go agile. We have no scrum master. Don't you want to be our scrum master? And at that point in time, all my agile knowledge was merely theoretical. So I mentioned that to the client, but they said, come on, you will manage, you will handle that. So I was developing myself into becoming a scrum master with the support of my own company. So my everyday business was rather looking like 8 to 9 hours at the customers and then going back to my office, being taught how to be a proper Scrum Master. And that was most of what I did in the beginning. But then what I always love about being an IT consultant at a client that is also flexible is you can look around, you can take a look at what might be improvable. And then you talk to your project partner and you identify these gaps and how you can fix them. So I took the opportunity also to develop myself into a release manager, familiarizing myself with Bamboo and all kinds of software that you need for things like that. And then also because the whole topic was very change management dependent, I also took a deeper look at how to proper execute change management so that you don't lose the people that will have to deal with the change on the first couple of meters of implementing it. So it was very, very versatile and a lot of new things to learn. So I enjoyed that hugely.
For those that aren't familiar with the term Scrum Master, can you give me a 2-sentence, because I know it's probably something you can talk on for a couple of days.
Yeah.
A 2-sentence intro to what a Scrum Master is for those that don't know.
I would like to reference it to, well, the most common term that I like about it is the servant leader. So you're more or less of a trainer for a team, I think, so that you help people develop into roles within a team where they can execute their strengths at best. And whenever there is something that they can't handle, you will help and resolve those obstacles. Yeah.
Awesome. So what brought you to Canada?
My wife's idea to get a PhD, actually, to be completely honest, because we were thinking about doing some kind of adventure, and she always wanted to do a PhD in media studies. So we were thinking about where to go. We went through the different countries that were a possibility. And then we visited Canada back in 2018. And it sounds cliche, but yeah, we fell in love with the landscape and with the people, because it was very, very difficult to find anyone that is not nice, absolutely. And I thought that the whole culture that I got to know when we did our vacation here was very much what I would be looking for. So we said, yes, go ahead, apply for universities, and it worked. So I followed, and here we are.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. That's my question. Oh, there it is. Last question for the lightning round. Do you think it's important to be part of a network like the RHA? If so, why? If not, why not?
I do absolutely believe that for a lot of people, it is a great idea. But on the other hand side, I also think that it's not for everybody. So my answer is a clear yes and no at the same time. Why is that? For myself, I think it's very important to be part of that, because I like the community idea that you are establishing. And with all the dialogues that I had either with you or with other people in the RHA vicinity, I really like what you're doing and the background idea. And it's important because a lot of people that I met, they are in not too early, but rather early stages of their development. And they just don't know everything about what could possibly go wrong with their own companies. And I think for some mistakes in life, it's very important that you do them so that you take the learning, even though they are hard. and even though they are painful, but some are just not circumventable. But for others, I think that such a community resource is just incredibly valuable, because you can just ask around when you don't know what to do about something that pressures you. And some mistakes that are circumventable, you will be able to circumvent because others will help you. And this is why I believe this is a great opportunity to work together and to share knowledge, and also to push your spirit forward, I would say. Yeah.
That makes sense. Push the spirit forward is definitely one of the reasons we opened up the RHA to the broader community, the RHA Online. Because we had heard some of the people in the ecosystem didn't have a support network, so we wanted to make sure that everyone has something like that. All right, you ready for the lightning round?
Okay.
We already kind of covered this one, but just to be consistent, married, single, what's your relationship status?
I'm married.
Kids?
No.
Coke or Pepsi?
Neither.
All right, Mars bar or Snickers? I don't know, you're new to Canada. Have you had a Mars bar or Snickers?
Snickers.
Favorite movie?
The Matrix.
Favorite book?
1984.
That's topical. I would agree, it's double plus good. Favorite game or video game?
Still Half-Life.
Oh yeah, good one. Favorite vacation spot, maybe other than Canada?
Japan, especially Kyoto's Fushimi Inari.
Why is that?
Because I was there twice, and I don't know whether you know the pictures or whether you ever been there. It's just an incredibly silent spot, even though there's people walking around, but it's very mystical. And when you walk up and you look over Kyoto, it's very amazing.
Cool. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're banished to an island and can take only one thing with you. What is it? And I'm going to qualify, not people, a thing. Otherwise, everyone's just going to say their family, hopefully.
Something to play music.
Something, nothing specific?
Because nowadays I listen to all my music on a cell phone. I don't know whether a cell phone, including headphones, qualifies as one thing. So,
good question. Yeah. You'd also need the solar charger. So I think exactly. That would be offside. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Benjamin. And thanks for being part of the network.
Thank you for the opportunity, and have a great start in the week.